Cool. So
we're rolling? Are we rolling?
Rolling.
Well, then.
We are Henry Rollins.
Limp Bizkit, rolling. What?
I don't even think we need to snap on that one.
No.
We're good. We're here.
I mean, I've been snapping.
Yeah.
Live from the Liar's Lair, it is the Disinformed Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
And I'm Michael.
Thank you for joining us, folks. We're happy to have you here as per usual. We are going to dive into an esoteric topic, and we're going to, try to explain it to one another as best we can. But whilst doing so, we're going to leaven in a little bit of lies just to make it interesting. And then the game for the co-hosts is that they get to try to ferret out what those lies are as we go about explaining the subject. And if you're playing at home, maybe you can write in smoke signals. Send us a little something, see whether you can actually take part in the action. Maybe we'll start, live tweeting these things at one point if we do some live recordings just to ruin everybody's time. They won't hear it, but they can try to take part. I don't know.
Much like any time that I would engage on Twitter or even when I receive text messages, you can send it, but I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to respond.
John, are you alive? No,
I'm
Mom.
going to pretend that, actually, you know what? No, I think my mom is probably better at responding to things than I am. So I can't even say, I'm going to be like my old mother and just pretend that I don't know how to use technology. She can FaceTime. I've seen it happen. It's great.
I've said this about your mother on many occasions, John.
Oh.
She has the prettiest teeth I've ever come across. And, that's fun.
Are you my dad?
Dad?
I mean, I'm kind of your daddy. I feel like I'm a surrogate father to you more often than not, but...
I tried hard to have a father, but instead I have a daddy.
And you've got daddy issues. It's fine.
So we've been excluding Michael from... Actually, we've been excluded from seeing his history.
Yes.
Or
He's
his
done
ad
the Instas.
interest on Instagram. So I think we're going to dive into that.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Oh, no. I'm gonna. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Are we gonna put lies in this? First one, we are gonna have what is it? Association football. I'm guaranteeing association football here.
I'm guessing autoerotic asphyxiation.
Okay.
No, that's on my Facebook. That's on Instagram. They're
By
not
the
connected
way,
for some reason.
That's how you kill Bill.
No to both of those. Actually,
Rest in power.
I'll just show you, actually, and then you can read it.
Oh, okay.
no.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, we have one singular sensation. He's interested in microphone.
That's literally his own...
That's
Yes,
the
that is
only
the
thing
only
that's on there.
microphone.
Hold on. Just because... I'm just going to take a picture of it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going up on the Instagram.
I am hidden from the interwebs.
Here, we're going to get your goofy face in the background, too.
I like that when you said that, I thought you were referring to my goofy face, but you were talking about his goofy face. There's so many goofy faces involved here.
What do you know about microphones?
Probably from when I bought the microphone that we're currently using. Yeti. A blue Yeti.
So are we to extrapolate from this, though, that at some point there was some stimuli that said that both John and I love association football?
Probably. It had to be somewhere. I don't...
Were there very, attractive soccer players that somehow you and I were fappening to, or...
Okay. So, hear me out. Because I'm not going to be able to tell it right, so I'm going to have to just reference you guys to listen to this episode or reply all.
Okay, I was just going to say, because any, sport that involves women playing with balls, you and I are obviously interested. That's just from
Well,
step
of course. Of course.
So, I think, listen to this episode and then follow up with me. But reply all episode number 109 is called Is Facebook Spying on You? So Facebook and Instagram, they're owned by the same people now.
Okay.
But the whole episode kind of delves into how Facebook gets their information. Because the whole premise of the episode is we'll be talking about a topic and then get on your Instagram and you'll get a sponsored ad by something we were talking about.
Okay.
So are they listening in on your conversations? It's a lot. It's a really good episode. You should check it out.
So Facebook
But our show...
they're attempting to incept us.
Basically. Oh, we're changing the format. of our show. Well,
and
we're no
that's
longer...
a perfect transition right there.
We're no longer...
Sam Means is not going to be involved anymore?
Not one bit.
Sadly.
So are we're changing the name of the show to Fun?
Yes.
Snap.
Well, we're not going to wait to the end anymore to try and pick the lies out. because it kind of...
That is a very fine point. I probably could have emphasized that in the course of explaining. But yes, if you smell fish, you holler out pussy. And that's how we're going to identify lies going forward.
It's been a long time since I've had to yell that.
Pussy! I was trying to get my cat's attention. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
They don't like me at sushi restaurants. I got your plate. Pussy!
Did you just start screaming for your mother? Was that how this worked out? Or
no, just like Tourette's, I just yelled pussy, 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 pussy as much as I possibly
your
could.
poor wife has to pin you down. Then you start screaming, "Are you my friend?"
She throws a wallet in my mouth just to make sure that I'm okay.
Bite down on this, you bastard.
Well, it's my turn today. And we'll see how this goes, because I thought this topic would go a little farther, because it seemed like it would be as fun as death can be.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot like wasabi when you dropped it.
But a little while ago, they're making the rounds on social media, was the Mount Everest traffic jam.
I thought that was a porn.
There probably is a porn of it. I
The
mean,
Mount
Rule
Everest
34.
log jam.
Well, for science, I'll do anything. Let me just...
I got caught up
stuck
on
above
them.
base
You can
camp.
hear
We must
me
keep
typing.
warm.
I'm on Pornhub, and I am typing Mount Everest
Traffic jam.
jam. Nope, doesn't exist.
What? Oh, goodness.
I mean, they had one that was like Everglades themed, I think, what was like the crocodile.
But anyway,
Kept swinging them tail.
we're gonna probably make jokes that we shouldn't be making. So before we dive into it, I'm not making fun of the victims. That's not funny. It's not funny that people died on Mount Everest.
It's cold-hearted, is what it is.
Here we go. All right,
Well, you did
So-
the correct content warning, so
I did.
we're
Chill
all
out.
good.
It's fine.
We might not be as sensitive as you're gonna like, but we are taking it semi-seriously. But you have to admit that we are the worst people on Earth for ruining Everest by making it so readily available to the point where there's a traffic jam at all, to the point where people are dying just so they can get to the summit. It's fucking stupid.
I thought you were saying we were the worst people on the planet, and that's
I meant, like,
certifiable.
I
I can
meant-
agree
yeah,
with
I
that.
meant in general. I meant like we are all terrible people. Like you're turning nature into this weird like sporting event, and it's so stupid.
Okay, because I was about ready to take full responsibility for the jam because it sounded like you were saying that it was our fault. And I'm like,
take
that's fair. I had a ticket booth installed up near base camp and everything next to the Starbucks. And
They stopped making the Mount Everest jelly because of me, so the jam's all we have left. I'm sorry. I just can't. It's like sex jelly.
So usually what we'd like to do is we'd like to do like a Wikipedia thing so you could follow along at home. Why this is probably going to be a little haphazard to present is because Wikipedia doesn't really have that much information on this topic, which makes it even weirder to present. So what I have...
Is a Google Doc, which broke.
No, I actually have a fully working Google Doc, but
that's a relief.
all it has is a couple links to news articles, and I'm going to read through two news articles.
Okay.
And they're both pretty similar, but much like when you go from one media source to another, they kind of pepper it a little differently. But we'll start off...
I was going to say, because you are the only person I know who is not 87 who broke Google.
Google broke me. So we'll start off just with a little fun fact.
A funfer.
A fun fact. Maybe I'll just have you guys guess.
Balls.
What percentage of Everest climbers die?
Pussy.
no, you only say that when you smell fish. If you're smelling fish on Everest, that's kind of a bad sign.
Well, I mean, they could keep it on ice. It'd stay for a lot longer there. It's basically like a freezer.
Do you guys have any idea?
What percentage of the people die on Everest? I'm going to say 17%.
I will say lower than that, and I'll say probably... Actually, I will do Price is Right rules.
I was going to say $1.
And yeah, I'll say 1%.
Oh, wow. It's actually 20.
Oh, well.
Missed by a mile, Michael.
So yeah, no firm count on the exact number of climbers that have died on Mount Everest, but as of 2016, about 280 climbers have died.
What we're also saying is if you are looking to take up homicide as a novelty, you can start killing people up on Everest.
Yeah.
They'll never be the wiser. It's just like, hey, there's another body here.
Also, if you want to see the picture that started the fascination with this, all you have to do is just type in Mount Everest traffic jam. And have you guys seen that picture?
Is it the one of green shoes?
You keep bringing up green shoes like it's a real thing. What
It is a real thing.
It was a song written in
Search Everest
1820.
green shoes. It's a climber that died, and I do admit that I did misspeak. I can't remember what episode it was where we knew his identity, but we don't. We have ideas as to his identity, but we aren't certain.
Hey, since we're airing dirty laundry as well, the screaming Roomba is not actually manufactured by that company. Someone modded the Roomba themselves in order to make it scream. So I just, I'm even lying when we're doing novelty bits now, apparently. So
we are true to our namesake.
yes, but Green Shoes, it's that
All right.
famed song written in 1427.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's fuck off real quick. Let's go to USA Today. Published May 31st.
I mean, we are in
the year of our
United
Lord,
States,
2019. So the climbing season at Mount Everest may be coming to a close, but the past few weeks have been historic for the world's tallest mountain. Avril
Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne?
No, guys, there is a twist coming, and you're gonna love it so much.
She had to perform.
It's the only reason I didn't abandon this topic.
So when someone died on Everest, did she stay life's like this?
Avid Everest blogger Alan Arnett wrote Thursday that one of the last known teams on the mountain turned around during their summit attempt because of bad weather.
Why'd they have to go make things so complicated?
According to the count by Arnett, a Colorado climber who summited Mount Everest on his fourth attempt in 2011 and who keeps track of its climbing seasons, more than 825 climbers and Sherpas reached the summit this year, a record-breaking number. The number of permits from the Nepalese, right?
Yeah.
Nepalese government also broke records this year with 381 issued. And deaths were at a 4-year high with 11 fatalities, most blamed on a combination of overcrowding, inexperience, and poor weather limiting the number of days climbers were able to attempt to summit. So now it breaks down. Here's a look at the most recent stories from Mount Everest.
And picture a graph somehow accompanying this. Probably.
A giraffe?
Yes. It's actually a giraffe that's giving... It's actually a video report that he's just summarizing, and it's a picture of a giraffe that's speaking it.
Okay.
So what Michael's saying, he's higher than giraffe pussy right now. Pussy!
That's pretty high.
This is super high.
High above me. Speaking of high above me, speaking of former Mormons, and hey, here's where that disclaimer is going to come into account. Utah climber dies after reaching 7 summits. So Don Cash, 55, an experienced American climber, was among the first fatalities widely reported in U.S. media from this year's Everest season. Sandy, Utah.
He's a native of Sandy, Utah.
Sandy, Utah, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was his nickname for a
just
second.
Sandy. That
was
Sandy.
weird.
Just the formatting on it kind of made it look that way. Father Clepson died last Wednesday as he was descending the summit, likely due to complications from altitude sickness, his family says. Cash had just completed his goal of joining the 7 Summits Club, earned when a climber reaches the top of the tallest mountain on each continent. The last message he sent to me personally was, "I'm so blessed to be on the mountain I've read about for 40 years, his son Tanner Cash told Today. God, that's fucking terrible.
I mean, well done for having, the body fall out of the casket at the funeral, and we're supposed to laugh now.
Oh,
we got
setting up...
we're making fun of someone's dad dying in his attempt to, scale the summit here.
I almost want to add, a sad trombone noise in post.
I could see your grandma's nipples through her burial gown.
All right, so that's reverence.
Yes.
Okay.
Did someone tell him God wasn't on the mountain, though? Did we clarify beforehand?
I don't think it brought religion into it, but I feel like we're just pinning something on because of Utah.
That is not how you get nearer to God, kids. Don't try to scale a mountain. He's not there unless it's Mount Vesuvius.
But what a great consolation prize. If you're going to die, at least you accomplished that 7 summits thing. I mean,
yeah.
Fucking rad. Anyway, so overcrowding atop Everest. A photo taken the same day Cash died showed what appeared to be a single line of climbers waiting to reach the summit. This is the picture that I was talking about.
Okay.
You guys can look at it. I don't...
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
That mall
it probably looks
essentially
about 40 people on that.
A big argument when the news stories were breaking is people were trying to say that the photo was doctored.
Okay.
Which, when you look at it, you kind of can believe that, our podcast concept, bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. There's no way that picture is real.
You can almost tell from the pixels. Almost.
I have a Pixel 2.
As do I. I also have a Pixel 2. 2. Desmond Tutu.
So that picture was by veteran climber Nurmal Persia
Bless you.
while descending the summit, and quickly became the poster for the overcrowding issue this season. Persia said, "I've seen traffic, but not this crazy." She's reached the top of Everest 4 times. There's some social media videos of it, and they're also pretty harrowing. And I believe it's a little sciencey for a second, which I know Michael just overs.
Do they get signal up there if they're having like social media posting? Like...
So I think
You can access the internet from Basecamp. I know that much.
Okay,
there's that.
That's
and then
impressive.
Also, I think it's the later gram kind of approach where you can just take the pictures,
and then you
take the
upload it.
videos, because you don't need Wi-Fi to take the pictures of the videos, and then you post them once you get back to Wi-Fi. So many other experienced climbers being to blame the growing death toll on the increased numbers of climbers on the mountain. At 29,035 feet, the air-topped Everest has such low oxygen levels that just being in the air near the summit, let alone climbing, proves lethal for those who cannot reach extra oxygen supplies fast enough. I don't have any urge to ever do anything like that. I hardly have the urge to go hiking in Arizona when there's just mountains. Like, I could trip and I'd be on a trail. Like, I have no desire for this shit.
Plus, I mean, the temperature here doesn't exactly lend to... for all of the folks that really enjoy hiking, it's like, no, I don't plan on locking myself in an oven anytime soon either. Just, since we're talking about roasting me on a spit like I'm a pig.
Well, that's why if you do want to hike during the summer, you wake up at like 2 a.m. and you go hiking before, as the sun rises. I mean, I've done that because I like hiking, but I don't hike during the summer because that's a lot of effort. Like, I'd rather do it during the winter when it's nice and you don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. in order to get somewhere. And then you can take your time and actually see where you're going.
The other thing of, like, for you who mere moments ago were saying you weren't coordinated enough to step over a cable here without hurting yourself. Why in God's holy name are you walking up the side of a mountain where it's like, if I misplace my footing, I have shorn off my face on this rock heading?
Yeah,
trails aren't nowhere near as bad like here. They're all paved. Like, I've seen 70-year-old people walking up these mountains with walkers.
Wait, you're talking about here?
Here, yeah. No, not Everest. Like that. I would never do that. That's
then fine.
Way above my.
Is that where you're trying to pick up grannies? Is out on the trail?
Gushing
Oh
grannies?
yeah, definitely.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Are you a gushing granny?
Can I help you with that walker? By the way, are you particularly moist down below?
Because I need the moisture. I forgot my
Not right
water.
now. I mean, we're...
Oh, well, back in my day. So let's get back on topic here. Others say that it was the inexperience of many of the climbers on the cliffs this year. And I love this quote in particular.
Okay.
You have to qualify to do the Ironman, Arnett told the New York Times. But you don't have to qualify to climb the highest mountain in the world? What's wrong with this picture? So government officials in Nepal, though, faulted poor weather, which narrowed the window in which reaching the summit was even possible to just a few days. So tourism officials said early this week that the country has no plans to limit the number of permits it issues next year. Nepal, one of the world's poorest countries, charges $11,000 per permit and earned $300 million a year from its climbing industry. So at that point, I guess you kind of just don't care how many people die because you already made the $11,000, and people. It's not like they're going to have a PR problem. Like people, if you're like the gentleman that died already, like if you're hell bent on getting to Everest, you're going to pay the $11,000. You're going to risk it, and if you die,
Yeah.
That just absolutely baffles me. I would almost call bullshit on the number. That's how incredulous I am.
The reason I've been following along on here, I have some lies that you guys already missed.
Okay.
So I'll recap at some later point, but I'll go ahead and read it for you. I'll let you guys see it because I have the article right here.
USA Today.
Yeah,
well,
it is.
That makes sense if they have
as accurate as they are.
Because they say that 800 people summited. That doesn't mean that 800 people made it to base camp.
Right.
They just get to base camp, and you can either chicken out or be told you can't do it, or because I can imagine that there might be some guides that are like, "Hey, I don't want 100% certainty that you're going to die on that trail as soon as you leave base camp. Like, just stay here."
I would rather just sleep with my Sherpa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So essentially, the article is going to continue showing people or detailing people that passed away on the mountain.
I think that was a sign that maybe we shouldn't go into those.
No, actually, there was someone was honking at me. They wanted to try to get my attention. since I'm so sexy.
I believe we are near the end of this article, by the way. I don't think we're going to be pressed for time, so we will get elephants on acid, I think, on a separate episode.
Okay.
Cool.
And we can just leave that in the episode. Yeah, there's your teaser. Elephants doing acid. What are your kids up to when you're not around?
News at 11.
So another American dies. Christopher Coolish, 62, a Boulder, Colorado attorney, died Monday at camp after summiting the mountain, his family said. After he stood atop Everest, Coolish also joined the elusive Seven Summit Club. He saw his last sunrise from the highest peak on Earth, Brother Mark Coolish said in a statement. He passed away doing what he loved after returning to the next camp below the peak.
There are cheaper ways to join the Mile High Club, kids. True. I'm sorry.
And Coolish's death was the 11th, so he marked the 11th. And then...
They're going down the phone book right now.
This is the little...
Cash and Coolish.
Yep. This is the little pepper onto this story that I don't understand really why it's on there, but when admittedly, I did all this last night. When I read it last night, I laughed out loud, and my wife had no idea what I was cackling at, because it just details this sorrowful scene, and then the next headline underneath it is, Mandy Moore reaches base camp. This Is Us actress Mandy Moore was also among the adventurers around Everest this year. While she wasn't attempting a summit, Moore completed the impressive feat of hiking to Mount Everest base camp, which sits at 17,600 feet above sea level. Breathing at altitude, for instance, it's not easy, she wrote on social media.
I am not going to sit here and listen to you disparage the good goddamn name of Mandy Moore.
Besides hydration and staying north, breathing is the vital key in the fight against altitude sickness. It's also like a major takeaway that I will be employing back to the real world, whether I'm in the midst of a tough workout or a weird day. Mind blown, she wrote on her social media.
John, that woman did not endure nearly years of being mentally abused by Ryan Adams for your pale ass to start impugning her veracity as a brilliant young woman.
I can tell you that the moment that she left him, though, that was one walk to remember.
Yes, it was just like Candy. She's
one?
missing him like Candy. Just like she was missing oxygen like Candy. But here's the question, John, is when she was leaving base camp, would you walk her home? Baby, would you walk with her home? I bet you didn't think I was breaking out that many Mandy Moore songs, did you?
Dear God, what did I get myself into?
My brain is leaking through my ears.
That was a walk to remember.
I already used that joke.
Yeah, I know, but I was going for the Pantera end. Walk on home, Mandy.
I was going to dive into a CNN article that was pretty similar, but I feel like
Bridges
that one...
Ryan Adams.
Yeah, I feel like that one actually... I didn't have any lies for this one, so...
Okay, lie.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close it up on that. You can take some attempts, and I'll let you know.
He says in a very flippant, dismissive manner, you can take a stab at it.
If you really want to.
You're not grabbing these lies.
You ain't getting shit.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit for this one.
I'm the master fiend.
Was that actually his real name? The guy from Utah?
No, I wrote the whole story.
I knew it.
No USA Today article. It was just me.
Cheeky bastard.
No, you go ahead.
Mormons don't exist.
Sadly, they do.
Wait, ex-Mormon. Was that a joke because he was dead? You did mention ex-Mormon.
When you die,
I was trying to do a really poorly timed, what is it, Tal Bachman joke? Who's that? She's so high.
Yes.
I was trying to make a joke into that, and it just didn't land because it was followed by someone dying, which is something that I shouldn't have done. Sorry, God.
Well, I was going to say, when you die, you don't stop being Jewish.
You don't?
When you get divorced, you don't turn in your driver's license. You don't stop being Jewish. I converted when I married Cynthia.
Oh. Well,
it's a fucking Pomeranian, right, John. You can't board it. It gets upset. Its hair falls out.
Oh, I thought you guys might find this pretty interesting, too. I had a little subnote on here that I tried to...
Finger Mandy Moore at base camp.
Yeah, I guess so. I tried to... One of the top 3 search returns was a Snopes article.
Okay.
And it wouldn't load the article for the life of me, which I thought was really ironic, since isn't that a fact-checking website?
Yeah, it is one of the fact-checking websites.
So I went to go fact-check for an episode where I'm supposed to lie about facts, and the fact-checker wouldn't let me fact-check.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck was Mandy Moore?
I'm going to go ahead on record, and the Illuminati is confirmed.
if I wasn't sure if that music was copyrighted, I would probably put it in right now.
Imagine it, listeners.
I mean, it's pretty easy to...
Here's Unsolved Mysteries now.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was a quick
That
mystery.
would definitely be copyrighted.
You guys got any ideas for me?
Yes, I do. You should probably go shove your head in the toilet and hold it there until the bubbles stop.
Tried, didn't take.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Lie, you didn't.
You got it, Michael. That was the only one.
Well
Yes.
done. Okay. Again, this is one of those I was more worried about making jokes than I was of listening for
And
things
see,
to
that's
call
the
out.
best. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna do it because I only had one line there.
Okay.
Wait,
and it was when I
hold
asked,
on. Tell me about where, and
Yes.
then...
I asked you a question.
Oh, do we know the percentage of people that die?
Yeah.
Well
20%
done.
seemed a lot. I should have
was-
said something
Michael,
about
I
that.
think, was closer. Actually, I think your little Jeopardy move was it Jeopardy move?
No,
Oh,
Price is Right.
wow.
The actual
Wow.
percentage, whatever I don't know what games. I don't watch.
I don't know
Doesn't
games.
know. Pop
The
Jeopardy,
actual
$1.
percentage was 6.5%.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the only way I could really sneak a line to there.
I was just happy I won, you son
Exactly.
of a bitch. You fooled me on
So
my
what you're
vanity.
yeah, because you
is
didn't
that-
win. You went over.
What you're saying is that my laziness was brilliant.
Yes.
So I
you
think
appealed
that's-
to my intellectual
I
vanity,
think that's like
John.
the main takeaway is that I'm brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah, if we could learn anything from this, I would definitely say that. Yeah, you're brilliant. No,
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I would take it away and leave it.
Maybe not burdened by brilliance.
Some people might
Burden,
say
yes.
that.
It's a burden in my hand. Speaking of autoerotic asphyxiation, no, Chris Cornell didn't die that way. He just offed himself. Okay, moving on.
That's a hot take.
It was. Hot like our ads today, ladies and germaphobes. We are actually sponsored today, and I am supremely excited to announce this. This show has been brought to you by Hanes Her Way. Because John has never felt at his most feminine than when he is clad in his cotton unmentionables, brought to you by Hanes Her Way. Isn't that right, John?
It's like sitting on a cloud.
And I mean, you wouldn't think lifting and separating is something that is exclusive to the upper body. You know, it can also be done downstairs. And if you are a man angling to cross dress, Hanes Her Way is the best way to go because
Have
it
they
will.
made bras for balls yet?
Well, they managed it.
Picture that.
It's MeUndies actually did it with that diamond pouch. It's
Is that
basically
really what it is?
Yeah, it's intended to kind of keep your balls segregated from the rest of your
That's pretty
privates down there. But so in any event, thank you very much to Hanes Her Way for sponsoring today and giving all of us free pairs of undies that John abruptly stole and is wearing.
Oh,
So,
I think we had one more thing, just because we're talking about my nether regions. Michael and I were texting earlier today, and we had a question for you, Shane.
okay, so I will not send you a dick pic. That's response number one.
Oh, Michael was preparing for that. I said, it's all good, no big. So
It's not big, I can guarantee it.
No. See, it's asking what his rate of pay was.
I tried to
I
intimidate
asked
an
if
ant
he's
with it
considered
once. and-
sex work, and he said that's a lot of effort. He's got to lie there. Here's the question.
Okay.
Is it sex work if you don't ejaculate?
So if you are a male gigolo selling your cock to the highest bidder,
Right.
I am going to feel like that is part of the service. So like the hot wax at the end of a car wash, if you don't ejaculate on the person who is paying you to fuck them, that's
Right.
it's kind of like signed, sealed, delivered. That is your approval that you are there for them. That's a full service,
Okay.
fucking. If you're
All
going to
right.
get it, you need to ejaculate. Or you can do one of those like, oh no, what was it? 40 Days and 40 Nights, or what the hell was that movie where
God.
Josh Hartnett was attempting not to, he was
why?
being celibate for months and months.
Why are we talking about this movie?
It mixed up
Why?
lotion and water and the condom and tried to pass it off like you've ejaculated to fake them out.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
I just thought about it right now. oddly
right.
enough. But so I would consider it to be you're a very poor customer service technician if
So-
you are not ejaculating.
So you'd
on
say
someone.
probably like 1 star on Yelp,
yes, half star on Yelp.
or whatever the equivalent
Negative
of sex work
review.
review sites are.
1 out of 1 million would not come again. Didn't
ever.
come in the first place.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that we cleared that up because I was
What
really weighing heavy
spurred
on
this
me.
conversation, other than our Haynes her Wade?
We were just having our morning cup of coffee, missing each other, so we were just having a conversation.
Okay, you two need to spoon more frequently.
No, I was talking to his roommate about building a PC in the future.
Oh.
And then for some reason, his roommate doesn't know how to ask for my phone number, and I didn't provide it because I wasn't thinking about it. So Michael has been kind enough to be relaying messages, to which he's effectively called himself out, just being like, I'm the middleman right now. Because I'm trying to be like, hey, does your roommate know that I'm not, like, I'm serious, but I'm not serious about it right now. Like, I want to know how much money I need to spend. So we're having a conversation like that, and then it just got goofy. You're hyphy today, Michael. I'm hyphy almost always. So we're having this little tit for sex work tat.
Okay, so you're gonna fuck his roommate for a free computer?
I would fuck his roommate for the love of the game.
Well, you'd fuck anything for the love of the game.
I wouldn't fuck the game for the love of the game.
Well, you're using the mystery method, so you could if you chose.
No, I am a cuck.
You are a beta male cuck.
Someone else fuck the game
While I watch.
from the closet.
And if they don't come, I'm not paying for it. Well, ladies and germaphobes, I believe that will do it for this splendid and semen-soaked edition of the Disinformed podcast. We hope that you all survived your trip up Everest. And here's the thing. If I know full well that going into a small swamp in southern Alabama and wrangling with a goddamn crocodile is probably going to be hazardous to my health, I don't know why there would be a line of people behind me waiting to do it. So if you're going up on Everest and you die, I'm just calling that, user error, operator error.
Yeah, I would go ahead and say that the takeaway is that obviously you don't expect to die, but you understand that there's a huge risk when you're signing up to do something like that. It doesn't take away from the tragedy of people passing away on Everest, but it does kind of just lean to know what you're signing up for, right?
Yeah, and I mean, otherwise if you're trying to get up there with Mandy Moore, you just have a little faith in her.
Yeah, and don't be Ryan Adams. Never be Ryan Adams. If at all possible, don't be Ryan Adams.
Never be Ryan Adams.
Beat Ryan Adams, but don't be him.
And shave all of his hair off. Okay, we have ceased to be funny. I would argue we were not funny this entire episode, but
That's
we tried. So, ladies and germaphobes, for the Disinformed podcast, my name is Ryan Adams.
My name is Mandy Moore.
And I'm about to shave him, and I'm Michael.
Thank you for coming, folks. Don't worry, Mandy Moore will clean it up.